Well, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. And before I dive in with my professional intro, I've got to say, when we put on that music, we always encourage classes and speakers to do a little groove and dance thing. And that was like the most cross the board, everyone got really into it thing I've ever seen in like 2000 broadcasts. So thank you for being a rock star audience. That's exactly the mood you're going to need for today's show. So keep that in mind. So my name's Jesse. I'm here with Exploring by the Seat of Your Pants. And if you're joining us for the first time today, so many of you are, we are all about bringing conservation, adventure, and science into classrooms around the world. And one of our biggest series we've ever done over the last 5 years now has been the Peak Discovery series. We partner with the amazing folks at Canada's mountain parks in Alberta and British Columbia to feature stories of history, cultural heritage, wildlife, conservation, so much more. They're all on our YouTube channel, so you can check out like 40 plus past broadcasts in the Peak Discovery series there. There's so much to explore and discover. But today is a program I've been waiting for literally months. Usually we book like a few weeks in advance. We've known about this one for months. And when Lori, who is, I must say, don't tell the other educators, my favorite educator in all of Parks Canada, she really is extraordinary at everything she does. She said, Jesse, we want to try a pirate puppet theater. And I was like, I'm going to hold you right there, because every single one of those words are like the best possible thing. So today we are going to go and dive in with Fish You Wish with Swish. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to have a lot of fun. There's going to be sing-alongs. I'm going to have banners coming up the screen. It's going to be unlike anything we've ever done. So thank you for joining us on this wild adventure together. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our amazing friends in Banff. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back.
Hello, bonjour, welcome everybody. My name's Lori.
Hello, bonjour, I'm Steve.
Hi, I'm Phil.
And we're joining you from beautiful Banff National Park. Today, let us know in the chat if you have ever visited Banff or any of our beautiful mountain national parks.
Now, before we begin today's show, we would like to acknowledge that Banff National Park is within the present-day territories of the Treaty 6, 7, and 8 First Nations, as well as the Métis homeland. The lands and waters of Banff have been used for millennia by Indigenous peoples for sustenance, ceremony, trade, and travel. We would like to thank them for their continued stewardship and for sharing the land with all of us.
Okay, ready to dive in?
Ready?
Yeah.
The show is called
Fish Wish You'd Swish.
Ah, water. The stuff of life for all things on this planet. Animals, birds, and insects drink it. Fish breathe it, plants absorb it. But how much do we really appreciate the things that live under the water? And what do we know of the dangers they face? Now gather round, ye mateys, for some fishy tales we'll tell of life below the water where aquatic species dwell, of wading boots and motorboats and paddleboards we keep, of danger and of pirates all the way down in the deep.
And the fish burble boo, and the bugs bobble nay. Invasive species don't belong, they must be kept away. We hear the tales of barren lakes and shores of crunchy shells, of whirling fish and slimy creeks and awful noxious smells. No oxygen, no food to eat, the place is full of slime. We have to stop these pirates, well, we have the time.
And the ducks quack, yuck, and the frogs croak, no thanks.
Invasive species don't belong, they gotta walk the plank.
Our story shall commence in Banff and waters of the park. So grab your snorkels, climb aboard, we're ready to embark. To stop invasive species, we'll need your help to win. Sing the chorus one more time and then we shall begin.
And the ducks quack, yuck, and the frogs croak, no thanks. Invasive species don't belong, they gotta walk the plank. And the fish burble woo, and the bugs bobble nay. Invasive species don't belong, they must be kept away. Yes, invasive species don't belong, they must be kept away. Ribbit, 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 ribbit.
Now, friends, who knows what the word invasive means? That's right, it means something that is using your space or your stuff that you didn't approve of, right? So when we're talking about invasive species, that is a living creature that is in the space of some other plant or animal, and it doesn't belong there. In the water, like pirates, aquatic invasive species steal from the plants and animals that belong there. They cripple the trout and rob them of their health. But often, friends, these aquatic invasive species are too small to see. So we're going to have to use our magic spy glasses and our imaginations. Get your hands up like this, focus like this, and be on the lookout for pirates.
Ho yo ho yo ho! We are a band of pirates, a very special kind. We do not own a boat, so we take any boat we find. We'll stow away and hope you take your craft into another lake. There we will not hesitate to dominate the waters. We'll dominate the waters.
I'm Captain Quagga Muscle, and terrible I be. For once I show up in your lakes, you can't get rid of me. A quagga mussel can produce 1,000,000 eggs a year. I love to block a dam or lock and stick to docks and piers. And I can live for 30 days out in the air in scorching rays till I find another place to dominate the waters.
We'll dominate the waters.
Arr! Where's whirling disease?
You're in here, Captain.
What?
We're in here!
Where?
Inside me, the worm.
We are a parasitic pest, the dreaded whirling disease, kin to coral and jellyfish and sea anemones. We grow through small tube effects until we get released. When baby trout absorb us, they're disfigured then deceased.
And then we worms, just like before, we'll eat them up as microspores.
Where we will change and then transform to dominate the waters.
We'll dominate the waters.
All right. Where's Rocksnot?
It's Didymusphenia geminata, Captain.
Oh, that's a terrible pirate name.
You can just call me Diddy Mo.
No, I like Rocksnot.
They call me Rocksnot, and I'm a whole lot of single-cell diatoms, a tiny ticking time bomb, a super slimy colony of microscopic algae waiting for the right condition to take over where you're fishing, here to smother all the lakes and the creek beds, making all the creatures in the creek dead, depleting all the oxygen, we're clinging to the rocks, and then I'll double every day. That's how a colony is made, till I'm a yucky mat of goo that is sticking to your shoe. So boom, here comes the bloom, Didymusphenia, we're taking over soon. I say boom, here comes the bloom, ready or not, here comes the Rocksnot.
Huh?
Google it. We'll dominate the waters. Yeah!
All right, mateys. And our scheme to dominate these waters is almost complete.
Yeah, all right. Well, what's our next prize?
Well, I have heard tell of the beauteous waterways of Banff. Cold, clear waters with lots of room to spread.
Woo! Whirling disease has been there.
Yeah, it's a bucket list destination. Aye, aye, Captain. The Bow River is grand, and there are many lakes and streams beyond that to capture. So what's the plan?
Well, come gather round. Rocksnot,
Yeah?
whirling disease.
Uh-huh.
So, we got no boat.
Oh.
That's all right.
Huh?
We're going to stow away, Sammy.
Stow away!
Yes, all right. We'll find some unsuspecting scallywag, climb aboard their gear, and they'll transport us to the next body of water.
Oh, all right, yeah,
As
okay.
long as they don't peel us off or scrub us off their boots and boats, the pirates will prevail.
Oh, all right, yeah, oh, let's do it, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look, yonder. No, over here.
Oh.
There's a boat, a ship. That scurvy knave be our ticket to Banff. So, Rocksnot,
Yeah?
you stick to the soles of their boots.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Whirling disease.
Uh-huh.
You hide yourself in the pool of water down below in the boat.
Aye, aye, Captain.
All right.
What about you, Captain Quagga?
Oh, I'll cling to their wee floaty.
Oh, but won't you dry out, Captain?
Don't worry, matey. Quagga mussels can survive a whole month outside water.
Oh, all right, yeah, let's do it. Come on, yeah. We'll
Dominate the waters.
Welcome to the Banff Watercraft Inspection Station. I see you've brought a craft in here today. Well, let's just do this process here. This is our free service from Parks Canada to clean any boats and equipment that goes in the water. So first thing we're going to do is tip it over here and drain out any water that might be pooling inside of your watercraft. And then next thing we're going to do is give it a little spritz down with some high pressure hot water to make sure that there is no mud or plants clinging to that boat. And then final step is we will dry it off with a cloth, just like this, and make sure that it is all clean inside and out. Well, perhaps you may have heard our scrubbing song, our toweling tune, our draining ditty. It's very simple, friends. I hope you will join along. It goes a lot like this.
Clean, drain, dry your boat, paddle, board, and raft. Once it's cleaned and drained and dried, we'll certify your craft.
All right, thanks, Phil. I think we can do this again. Let's try it as a round,
Oh,
okay? So, friends, if you can do half and half of your class, one half will start with me and the other half starts the second line with Phil. Let's see if we can make this happen together, okay? Let's go. Clean, drain, dry.
Clean, drain, dry your boat, paddle, board, and raft. Once it's cleaned and drained and dried, we'll certify your craft. Clean, drain, dry your boat, paddle, board, and raft. Once it's cleaned and drained and dried, we'll certify your craft. Good job, everybody!
Oh, yes, thank you. Well, friends, but why is it important to do this cleaning, draining, and drying? Well, get your magic spy glasses out. It's time to look under the water.
We are Banff's native fish, here our plea and our wish. See these lakes and these rivers where we roam, or our tail will soon end, and our fine finny friends will be finny for them.
If invasives steal our home,
1, 2, 3,
All us fish, wish you'd swish these invasives away. Don't let them take over our waters. All us fish, wish you'd swish these invasives away. Don't let them take over our waters.
You humans can thwart these piratical plotters and keep them from fouling these beautiful waters. Don't give them the chance to hitchhike or ride. On boats, boots, or paddles, they easily hide.
1, 2, 3. All us fish, wish you'd swish these invasives away. Don't let them take over our waters. All us fish, wish you'd swish these invasives away. Don't let them take over our waters. Yes, mussels and rock snot are set to invade.
we fish are here gathered to try and persuade.
They've got to be stopped, and it's all up to you. Come answer the call.
Join our clean water crew.
So pick
Up your brushes, your towels, and your mops. Hot water and hoses and dry every drop.
Scrub off those invaders.
right down to zero. And if you do that, you will each be a hero.
1, 2, 3. All us fish wish you'd swish these invasives away. Don't let them take over our waters.
All us fish wish you'd swish these invasives away. Don't let them take over our waters.
Don't let them take over our waters. Glub, glub, glub. Well swum, well sung, everyone. Be sure to keep your gear clean, drained, and dry. Don't let those invaders in.
Arr. Ah! Yo ho ho and a pun full of scum, mateys. Ah, I see the waters of Banff. We're almost there.
Wow, yeah, let's do it. Come on, yeah, we'll dominate the water. Oh.
Lovely day in Banff National Park. great day for a nice paddle on the lake. Oh, watercraft inspection station. Huh. I guess I better get checked out. No! Huh? Somebody say something? Oh, well.
But wait!
Huh?
The lake is down that way.
Who's that?
We're your inner voice.
Yeah, make the right choice.
Take a break at the lake.
Don't go astray. Walk the other way. This way, but the inspections are that way.
No. You don't need an inspection.
What?
That station is for big boats.
Yeah, your cute little rowboat is too small to worry about.
Yeah, not to mention your wee little floaty. But don't you think I should really get these muddy hip waders all scrubbed off?
No, it's just mud and plants. Natural.
Yeah, besides, if it's from nature, it must be okay.
I don't know about that. No? Yes?
Yeah, it's okay. It's totally fine.
Really?
It's a
Okay, wait. So you're saying I
trick you.
Who?
The government. They're trying to trick you.
Yeah, I think it's conspiracy.
Yeah. They're punishing you water lovers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides, don't you want more time at the lake?
You're saying I don't need to clean, drain, and dry everything?
No. You want more time at the
Yeah.
lake.
Yeah. No, I've got to go in for that inspection.
No!
Oh, you force our hand, sir. Get him!
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, just
keep looking the other way. Just ignore this.
Are you done yet?
Oh, hello, sir. I see we've got a boat here that hasn't been inspected yet. Okay, I just have a few questions for you. First thing is, have you removed all mud, sand, plant, and animal debris off of your boat?
Say yes.
Okay, is this true, friends? All right, well, question number 2. Have you drained all water from coolers, buckets, compartments, and anything that may hold water, sir? Have you?
Nod your head politely.
Is this true? Okay. Question 3. Finally, has your gear been dried for a minimum of 48 hours? That's 2 days after being used in Alberta, British Columbia, the Yukon, or Northwest Territories, or for a minimum of 30 days if used in a water body outside of these provinces or territories. Has it, sir?
Just say yes.
Is this true? I'm not sure about this. Friends, do you see any stowaways on this boat that shouldn't be there?
Don't say anything. Don't tell them.
Well then, quick, grab the power sprayer and get rid of this slime ball!
Oh, no! Just a defenseless gob of goo. You go!
That's one way to take care of Didymo. Now, let's get our soap and our towel and wipe this wiggly worm away.
No, I'm too wiggly to be wiped away.
Oh, blistering barnacles! My entire crew swept away! I'll not go down without a fight! Hi-ya!
Oh, yeah!
Oh, no, you're too clean! You're too scrubby! Thanks, Parky. Thanks, everybody, for your support. I didn't know those invaders were so small and so devious.
Oh, well, few people do. Wow, that was a tough quagga. All right.
What about...
Oh, yeah, well, let's get rid of that plant material as well there.
Okay.
We've got a way to dispose properly of that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sir, thank you for stopping in at the inspection station. That really means a lot.
It's tumultuous.
Yes. Well, I think now that you've had your materials cleaned, drained, and dried, it's time to take the Fish Wish Pledge all together. So if you will repeat after me, and if you all will repeat after me,
okay,
we'll go line by line. I pledge to keep our waters clean.
I pledge to keep our waters clean.
For fish and bugs, all things marine.
For fish and bugs, all things marine.
My stuff I'll clean and drain and dry.
My stuff I'll clean and drain and dry.
So no aquatic invaders get by.
So no aquatic invaders get by.
Thank you so much. All right, sir, here is your certification.
Oh,
And you are now cleared to use the waters of Banff National Park.
wow. Thanks, Parky.
All right.
See you later.
Enjoy the water.
Woohoo.
Oh, well, let's get 3 cheers for our clean water crew. Hip, hip, hooray!
Hooray!
Hip, hip,
Hooray!
hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Now gather round, ye mateys, for some fishy tales we'll tell of life below the water where aquatic species dwell, of wading boots and motorboats and paddleboards you keep, of danger and pirates all the way down in the deep.
And the fish burble boo, and the bugs bubble yay. Invasive species don't belong, they must be kept away. Aquatic zones are home to moose, beavers, birds, and fish. So grant the plants and salamanders all a watery wish.
That when you leave a lake or creek, you will stop and think. Clean, drain, dry your stuff to keep us from the brink.
And the ducks quack yuck, and the frogs croak no thanks. Invasive species don't belong, they gotta walk the plank. Now the fish burble woo, and the bugs bubble yay. Invasive species lost the fight, we kept them all away. Invasive species lost the fight, we kept them all away. Ribbit.
Thank you, Clean Water Crew. Clean, drain, and dry.
If you are not careful, we'll invade another day. Ah, watch out!
We have to be so vigilant against these aquatic invasive species. Thank you so much for your kind attention today. That was our show. Fish, wish, you'd swish.
I'm Steve.
I'm Lori.
I'm Phil.
And we are Parks Canada's Mountain Wit. Thank you so much. And Jesse, we'll turn it over to you for questions.
Bravo, first of all. That requires an applause. That's incredible. Thank you so, so much for such dedication. Incredible stuff. Well, kids, we're going to dive in with a Q&A now. So you can ask questions about anything. You can ask questions about the science we learned about. You can ask questions about Banff and its amazing waterways. You can ask questions about the puppets and the songs and anything you're keen on. So lots to do over our next 15 minutes together. We've got lots of live classes, a bevy of YouTube ones. We're going to go to our pizza party in Glenview in just a minute for our first question. We'll be coming to everyone not long after that. But out of curiosity, how many times have you ever done this program? Have you done it live? Have you done it online before? What's the deal?
Well, this is the first live version that we've done online. So the blocking, or the way that we move and where we put the puppets and everything is a little different than our live show. But we were doing this show all last summer at Spark Science Center in Calgary and also at the Bow Habitat Station in Calgary and also in downtown Banff. So we've done the show lots and lots of
70,
times.
80 times, yeah.
Wow, good for you. I've been to those places too. I'm so honored that we got to be the first virtual one and it went so well. So now we know we can reach people all around the world as we have kids joining today. So very, very exciting. Thank you, 3. Let's head to our pizza party. Grade 3s, welcome in. This is the busiest I've ever seen this class. Hey, guys. Hello. How are you? Hi.
Okay,
Hi.
everybody quiet for Fatima's question.
How long did it take you guys to practice?
Ooh.
Yeah, we probably wrote the show in about 6 weeks. And then we took about 2 weeks to re-rehearse it for this summer. And we built new fish puppets for this summer. If you guys want to show the fishes. So we were all very busy building these beautiful new fish this summer because we wanted to step up the design this year.
And they're all species that are in the waterways of Banff. There's a brown trout, and there's a rainbow trout,
And a
couple
northern
others.
leopard frog.
Yeah.
So nice. I will say too, we've had these we've talked to Banff about invasive species. We've talked about clean, drain, dry your boat. It's a topic that comes up not just with you, but with a lot of Parks Canada teams. And this is just the most unique and special way we've ever had it featured. So thank you so, so much for that. Our River Heights crew. So when you asked, had classes been to Banff? Our River Heights crew was like, yes, we've been to Banff. It's the best. And so I'm going to head to Alberta. If you guys have a question for us, come on up and take us away. Hey, guys. Hi. Hello. Do you have any questions for our Mountain Wit team?
I don't
think so.
That's okay.
We love this on and we loved interacting with you. I guess the river that we have in our city is the South Saskatchewan River. Are there any invasive species in the South Saskatchewan River or in Cypress Hills Provincial Park?
Great question.
Well, that's a little bit out of our jurisdiction, so I am not 100% sure. Sorry.
I will say to all our classes, there are invasive species pretty much everywhere. We do invasive species programs with conservationists all over this planet, and pretty much wherever you are now, there are things that aren't meant to be there because people, we like to move. We like to go from Cypress Hills to Banff. We like to go to Jasper. We like to go to other provinces and territories and states and countries around this planet. And so there's a lot of work being done to try and mitigate that. And it's solutions like that are being done in Banff that are being implemented all over the world. So Banff is sort of like a gold star standard where scientists come from all over this planet to go learn from scientists in Banff on what they do to help keep species safe and keep the habitat safe. So I can say assuredly, yes, there are invasive species. I'm going to try and look that up as we do the broadcast and get you guys an answer before the end, okay? But I love your query. Thank you so much, River Heights, and keep thinking if you've got any more. Mrs. Fisher's class, Carsonville, Michigan, come on in and take us away, guys. Hey.
We just have a quick comment before our question.
Yes.
You guys are a good singer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for the comment.
Now we've got our question.
What's the biggest invasive species in the world?
Ooh, in the world.
Well, I know.
Ooh, yeah.
People.
Oh! I'd say that the mussels are a close second, though. The zebra mussels and quagga mussels, they're really bad when they get into our waterways because they clog pipes and they stick to docks, really anything that's solid. Those quagga mussels can reproduce so much. Each one quagga mussel can make 1 million more every year. So yeah,
each one of us is not very big, but all together we cover a big area.
Yeah, they're only about the size of your pinky fingernail. So yeah, little guys, but they make a big impact. And that removes them.
I love that you highlighted this. So I've never seen a quagga mussel in person, but I've seen zebra mussels, which we've talked about in some of our programs in the past as well. And you can go and the entire shore is covered in zebra mussels, like little sharp, spiky things that if you put your hand on them, you'll actually cut yourself. And there's millions and millions and millions of them. So it's really, really important that we do things like clean, drain, dry our boats so that we're not bringing those into new ecosystems, especially special ones like they have in Banff. So I love that question. And I will say on a global context, maybe camels in Australia. Camels aren't from Australia, but there's over 1 million of them there because people brought them there and they've taken over the whole outback. So that might be the biggest in the world that jumps to mind on the global perspective. Great question, guys. All right. Mr. B's class also joining us in Alberta. They have a great question. If you have a goldfish or pet fish, should we release it into a pond?
No, absolutely not. Yeah, goldfish are another invasive species around here in Alberta. They don't occur here naturally. And when you do release them into the waterways, they're really cute and little when they're in your fishbowl, but they can get big, really big. And they outcompete other types of fish and they eat all the plants. And they're very, very bad in our waterways. So we don't want to release ever any home aquarium pet into a natural waterway.
Yeah, it's really important if you get a pet that you're prepared to take care of it. And if you're not prepared to take care of it, that you find someone else to take it for you. We get this conversation a lot in a lot of our broadcasts. And so again, if you're ever in that situation, talk to a professional, talk to even a pet store or a vet or someone else who can help you find someone like that. But if we put them in the ecosystem, they can cause really big damage anywhere on this planet. So that's a great question, guys. I also just found out the South Saskatchewan River has pretty much everything that we talked about in Banff today. So it's got quagga and zebra mussels, it's got whirling disease, it's got pondweed and some other things that we didn't talk about. And so lots of invasive species there. As I said, pretty much anywhere in this planet, you're going to find those invasive species. That's a great theory, guys. All right. Back to Illinois. Come on in and take us away, grade threes, if you've got a second question for us. Hey, guys.
Okay, Noor, go ahead.
When did you guys start doing puppet shows?
Yeah.
Do you want to answer that, Steve?
Yeah, I think it was right from the beginning. We had puppets in our shows, so that was about 2003, and Lori was there, and I joined in 2007, and I made a giant tree puppet, and it went on from there.
I joined in 2008, and yeah, lots of puppets.
Yeah.
You're like the newbie. Only 17 years for you. Come on.
We've been doing this together for a very long time.
Amazing. It's hard to surprise me in broadcast, but the fact that it's been going on that long is really, really impressive. I bow down to you. We had a question online. How long does it take to make a puppet? Like, how do you even learn to make a puppet? What's the deal? What do you have to get?
Yeah, Phil, do you want to talk about the frog? Because Phil's really proud of this frog, and I
I'm
think
really
it's so
proud
beautiful.
of it. So this frog took me about a week and a half to make. So I had to start from scratch. There was no pattern or plan. So I had some scrap foam that I kind of started taping together and cutting to try and get the shapes. And then once I had that, I could cut it apart on different seam lines. And then that gave me a way to make the frog. You can see this here line, that's like one of the seams to make it curved. Yeah. And then there's lots of other pieces. We've got different panels along the side. The back is a panel. There's the hole for cutting it out. Right? And then all sorts of different places where you have to cut it and shape it and glue it together. And then we use rubber cement or contact cement to glue the foam together. It's made out of really thin foam like this.
Wow.
And that makes it nice and light. And then we have hard panels for the mouths. That's made out of a hard plastic covered in fabric and painted. And then the eyes are Christmas ornaments.
So this is one of those moments where someone says something and they make it sound so casual. Oh yeah, I got some foam. I put this together in a week. If you gave me all those ingredients and 1,000 years, I would never come up with a puppet that's that cool. So well done to you for being a wildly creative person. And students, if you're keen to make things in your classes, again, if you can make that with those things, that's wild to me. Good for you.
You can try starting with paper.
I think I might. And well, you know what? If I start now, by 2042, I can come join the troop, and I'll have.
We'll still be here.
Yeah,
excellent. Quick question from me. Actually, we're gonna head to our River Heights class in a second again, and Mrs. Fisher, I see you guys at the camera too, which is awesome. Do you find that people respond differently when you do the puppet show than to other shows? I mean, this is, again, such a unique effort for us. We're so thrilled it's the first time you've done it online. But how is the feedback from the crowd generally?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, the puppets give a visual lift. So often we're trying to do shows in places where people are just walking by, it's like street theater, and we're trying to grab attention from passersby and engage them in our stories. So when you have a really beautiful visual like these puppets, it just grabs people's attention. And then sometimes they want to photo op with you, and you can get into a great conversation about the topic that you're trying to explore when you get and bring them in that way.
Mm-hmm. It's like an ice cream truck. The kids go and the parents come along.
That's the best way to do it. It's why we do what we do too. And speaking of photo ops, I will say at the end of the broadcast, I'd love you to all be on together with the puppets. We'll get a screenshot of that. We'll make sure you all have that in our classes too. So very, very cool. All right, River Heights, come on back in and take us away. Mrs. Fisher, we're coming to you right after. Hey guys, do you have any questions for us?
You ask it.
Hello. Hi.
This is George. Go ahead.
Hi, George.
What's the fastest or dangerous working invasive species?
Ooh, fastest, most dangerous. All the superlatives. What are we really looking out for, folks?
Fastest, most dangerous invasive species?
Well, let's think about the Banff ones. Maybe rock snot can spread
very fast.
It doubles every day.
Wow.
Yeah, and rock snot is really gross. If you touch it, it feels like wet Kleenex.
Ooh.
But it looks really slimy, and that can double every day. It's just these tiny microscopic diatoms. Look that one up.
It
really
looks
cool.
like in the water, it'll look like wet cotton or toilet paper. And when you touch it, it'll feel fabricy, but it'll take over entire creek beds and block all the food sources and places where the fish lay eggs.
Yes, it's the dreadlocks of the pond.
I live near a really pure water source, and I'm just picturing it full of wet Kleenex now. So let's hope not. Hopefully Newfoundlanders here in Cornerbrook are doing good to avoid rock snot, but that's pretty gross. Great question, George. Thank you so much, man. Mrs. Fisher's class, come on back up. You're good to go. Hey.
How do you get the species out once they are in the way?
Oh, great question.
That's the hardest thing, is once they're there, it's almost impossible to get most of these species out of the water again. So that's why that clean, drain, and dry idea is so important, because we need to prevent them from getting here in the first place. And how they often get here is on our boats or our floaties or our fishing equipment, anything that we use in water in one place and we move to a different body of water. So we're trying to prevent them from getting here in the first place.
Yep. You have to disinfect and like drain and clean all the shores, and it just makes it not natural. It takes a long time and a lot of money. Way better to prevent.
Yeah. It's kind of like if you took a spoon of chocolate powder and you put it into your milk, how would you get the chocolate powder out of that milk again?
That's a great analogy. I really like that. We cover a lot of conservation nature topics, and like universally, prevention, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Like, it's so much easier to plan at the beginning and spend a little bit of money as a park, as a person, and really make that effort to avoid those things getting there or avoid hurting a species. Because once it's done, it's sometimes almost impossible to get back. I encourage our classes, look up zebra mussels in the Great Lakes, and particularly Lake Erie, and the millions, if not billions of dollars that have been spent trying to get them out and impact them. And as we said with rock snot, they just keep breeding. Like it barely even does a dent to them. All our efforts as humanity, we have lost to the mussel. Okay, the mussel wins in that battle. So take that effort at the beginning, goes a long way. Folks, is there a favorite part or a favorite song of the puppet show for you?
Oh, for us.
My favorite part is when Diddy Mo raps. That's probably my favorite part.
Pretty great. You too.
You too?
I like this. The slow motion fish singing.
Yeah.
Keeping them floating as they sing their fish wish song.
My favorite is when he gets kidnapped by the pirates.
So, for our class's sake, see how the hot sausage gets made a little. We did a little prep the other day, and we did a few of the songs together, and I had no idea that was coming, and it was so spectacular for me. So thank you very much for attacking someone in the middle of a program. A first in exploring by the seat of your pants history over the last decade. So much appreciated. We're going to head back to our pizza party class. We're going to take one more from YouTube. Time flies and you're having fun, kids. But if you do have extra questions, please do email them to me. I'll pass them along to Bant team. We also have, as many of you know, a little survey at the end. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this, how we can make it better in the future for virtual audiences. Anything you want to share, we'd absolutely love to highlight. But let's head to our Illinois crew. Come on in and take us away. Hi.
How many days have you practiced?
Well, for this one.
For this one, about a week.
A couple weeks.
Yeah.
For this one. Yeah, on and off.
That's pretty solid. And by the way, we've got people coming in on YouTube saying they really like the rap a lot too. So well done on the rap part. They want to know, Mrs. Fisher's class wants to know the worm species again. Could you explain a little bit about that and the thing inside the mouth? That would be awesome.
Yeah, this is a tubifex worm. And we're trying to portray something that's really complicated, because the thing that causes whirling disease has a multiple stage life cycle. So think of it like a butterfly, where it's got an egg and then a caterpillar and then becomes a butterfly. Instead of that, these guys turn into little mesospores, actually. And then they get infected. They live inside these tubifex worms, and they're a type of worm that lives at the bottom of the water body. So they live in the mud and the muck, and they filter feed. So they filter these little things out of the water, and then the TAMs. It's a very complex thing. This TAM grows inside of the worm, and then that releases into the water. And that gets absorbed by the trout. And when the trout take in these TAMs, it affects their nervous system and their spinal column. So it twists their tail. And that's why it's called whirling disease, because they start to swim in a circle. Their spine isn't right. So it's shorter and twisted, and their tail goes black. And it's these tubifex worms that carry the disease for part of its life cycle.
I've got to tell you, to the point that puppets reinforce concepts better than just talking about it does, we've done many whirling disease programs together. I've done many parasite programs. Somehow you wiggling your fingers in that mouth is like the grossest, most salient way of explaining this to me I've ever seen. So again, gold star to the puppets. Very, very cool.
Oh, disgusting. Yay! That's Steve's puppet right there.
Oh, gosh. Thank you three so much. Again, we are nearing the end of the broadcast. I'm going to encourage all our classes, check this out on YouTube, share with your family and friends, check out the whole Peak Discovery series. It's been an absolutely incredible year with our friends at Mountain Parks and Parks Canada. So much to explore there, all on that YouTube channel. Check it out and learn more. But before we wrap up, is there any final message you three want to leave all our classes with before we bring in everyone to say a big thank you and farewell?
Clean, drain, and dry, and make sure you're not carrying these aquatic pirates from one place to another.
Yeah, and keep connecting the science from the books to the science in the natural world, and you'll figure out a lot and have a lot of joy.
Keep learning.
Keep learning. No better message than that, fine people. And honestly, it's been such a wild ride. Thank you so much for everything, your passion, your expertise. So much fun, more than I've had in a very long time in these programs. And I have the best job in the world, so that's saying something. I'm going to bring in all our classes to say a big thank you and farewell as before. And we'll, get the puppets. We'll grab them together. Our Illinois crew, our Alberta crew, Mrs. Fisher's class, Mr. B. If you guys want to come on up, you want to scream and yell and annoy the principal, you have our permission. And we'll all say farewell together in 5, 4, 3, 2,